You should unapologetically love yourself. You should have the freedom to express and love yourself. Hey sluts, and welcome back to another video. If you guys have not followed me on my Instagram or my TikTok, it'll be somewhere up here on the screen, you guys. Go ahead and follow me. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, I want to wish a happy Pride to all members of the LGBTQ plus community. And this means all members. Because over here, I don't separate one letter and keep the rest. That's not what we do here. That is not what we will ever do here. Okay? But happy Pride! Happy Pride! I love each and every one of you guys, and I hope that you feel the love today from my video, because this video is going to be very important. It is actually a very necessary video. Specifically, it's for the people that are a part of this community, but can also be for everyone else around, right? Because what is the most important thing in this world when it comes to you as an individual? It's being your true, authentic self. That is the most important thing in the world when it comes to learning about who you are, your likes or dislikes, and figuring out yourself as you walk through this life. And if you cannot be your authentic self, and therefore you choose to be a fake person, you will never be happy in that, because you are not living your life authentically and unapologetically yourself. Now, are there some cases where it is unsafe to be yourself? For example, LGBTQ plus members, you can't be yourself because you're in a different country that doesn't allow you to, or to the extent of jail time. Or maybe you live in a family that isn't accepting, or even religious family that isn't very accepting. You live within a household that is abusive. There are so many countless situations like that. And to those people, I am beyond sorry that you are experiencing that. And I feel so deep sadness because you don't have a safe space to 1000% be yourself. You don't have a safe space to not be judged by the people that are the closest around you. I mean, family is very important. Family are the only people that you should be able to, fully depend on without any problems. Family is supposed to be people that you can depend on, people that won't judge you, people that can support you as long as you're not doing harm to yourself or others, obviously, and are supposed to love you unconditionally. When you decide to have children, your job as a parent is to love your child unconditionally. No matter how they come out. No matter how they come out, how they're born, anything. And a lot of times, parents don't think about a child eventually is going to grow up and have their own feelings, their own thoughts. They're going to come up with their own ideas. And when you're at such a young age, children are almost in a way like, oh my God, it's my cute little baby, it's my cute little baby. And a lot of times people do undermine children because they think that children don't know things, or children aren't smart enough or capable enough to understand things, right? And children are very smart. Children are able to, understand a lot of things. And when you're queer, you do see a lot of that stuff. You may not completely understand it, but you may feel that, oh, this is something that's bad. You can tell. I'm someone that strongly believes in energy. I'm very spiritual. I have my crystals, everything. Tarot, I'm a very spiritual person. And children can absolutely feel the energy in a room, whether that's positive or negative. And I believe that even for animals. I have a mini golden doodle, and I've seen where I'll go over to somebody's house and he's not 100% comfortable, and I know why or how he isn't. So to the people that are not able to be authentically themselves, I do feel very sorry. I do feel sadness in my heart for you guys. And I hope that I'm able to express love and a welcoming, safe space for people that cannot be authentically themselves, especially in times that are very difficult for that. the most important thing in this life is to be yourself. You cannot live life being somebody else. I will hear stories, and I'm sure there's a lot of queer stories from people who they were in denial in the beginning of their life, and then it wasn't until they got married or until they're like after divorce and stuff like that, that they realize, oh fuck, this is not who I am. I haven't been living my true authentic self, and I've been pushing that back, and I think I'm done with doing that. And you can also see this in social media as well. I will always have conversations with my friends about this specifically, where people are craving authenticity. People are craving authenticity from the people that they watch on social media. You see a lot of these people, you know, it's almost like they're not influencers, and it's more becoming advertisement, you know. Come buy this product. I love this product. Or people that, like, you can tell they're not being their authentic self. And people are missing authenticity. They're missing real ass people. People with the same feelings, same struggles, same situations happening. They miss that. They miss that. And you can easily tell on social media when someone is being genuine and real and when someone is being fake. I will watch influencers on my FYP page, and I'll be scrolling on there, and I'll see some of them that I know and that you guys probably know, and they are completely fake. I know that they are putting on this persona for social media, almost as if they turn on a switch and become the influencer. And people can see it. People can see it on here. People miss authenticity, and there is nothing more important about yourself than to be authentically yourself, unapologetically. There's nothing more important. And specifically to the LGBTQ plus community, it is beyond important that you find your family, you know, because here's the thing. Speak to any queer person you know, and they will tell you this is very common. Sometimes the family that you are born into is not your chosen family. This happens with a lot of transsexual people, specifically, you know. A lot of us are misunderstood, and I think it's easier to judge people and discriminate because it is scary to try to understand people. It is scary. When something new comes, it is scary. So instead of people trying to understand it and walk in that fear in order to understand and not be afraid and be like, okay, now I understand this, there's no reason to be scared, right? Instead of that, they choose to spew hate and discriminate. And growing up queer, there are some cases where the family isn't very accepting or is very abusive or, you know, whatever it may be. They will choose their own family. They will find a community, and that will be their family. They'll have friends that will become brothers and sisters. Sometimes in the, like, I don't know if it's ballroom culture specifically, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll have, like, a mother in that type of community and space. There will be, like, a mother in that. But you pick your own family when you are queer. You do. And that is the beauty of that. Sometimes you grow up in a family that is not great and horrible, and it just sucks, but you have to accept it and move on. As much as you try to fight, you have to accept it and move on, because they may not be able to change, and that's because of them. That's their own choice. And so, in return, queer people will choose their own family based on the people that they have around them in their community. And it's just all about being loved and feeling welcomed, you know? And sometimes I'll think about, like, the teenagers, for example, in school that are growing up, and they know that they're different. They know that they're lesbian, queer, gay, bisexual, transgender, and anything else. They'll know that they're different, and they're walking through life, sometimes being ashamed of it because of the way people talk. You would assume that we're living in a world that is more accepting and welcoming, when in reality it is not. And that is just really sad. And it makes me sad to know that there are people out there that, instead of being understood and listened and loved, of course, they get judged, ridiculed, and bullied. And sometimes it leads to death. That is the realistic part and thing about LGBTQ people, is it will lead to death. I mean, I literally saw a TikTok video of like, what, 6 trans people that died? They're killing us for being who we are. Because they choose to live in fear rather than understand. And we are not someone that is harmful to society. We're not someone that, you know, is causing havoc. You know, a lot of the times we do hide. People will code switch, quote unquote. You know, some people will use their straight voice instead of their real voice. Some people will dress more to their assigned sex at birth rather than their gender identity. And they do that to protect themselves. Again, the teenagers that are walking through life, going through high school, figuring out themselves, they do also suffer because they get bullied. And they get bullied by losers. I'm gonna actually say this. The people in high school that you meet that bully you, that harass you, those people after high school, I'm telling you right now, they will get what is coming to them. And you will see how much of their life really fucking sucks. Really fucking sucks. The people that bully you in school, the people that hate on you, the people that blah, 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 whatever, cool. Especially when you're queer. After high school, I promise you and I almost guarantee they are going to be fucking losers just as much as they are losers now. If not even worse. So don't listen to the people that tell you that it's wrong, it's a sin, it's you're disgusting. Don't listen to them. They're gonna get married and they're gonna cheat on their other partner, or their partner's gonna cheat on them, and it's gonna be just chaos and chaos and chaos, and they're never going to fully elevate their life because they truly spew so much hatred. And they hate to the point where they can't escape that. And if you are someone in school that is bullying these people just because they're different and just because they're just minding their own business again, I would hope that you would change for the better, right? I would hope that you would change. These people are just figuring out themselves. You know, just like every other person in high school. Like, they're walking through life trying to figure out who they like, what types of food they like, their favorite colors, their activities. Some people are sports people, some people are arts people, some people like hamburgers, some people like salads. It just makes every person unique and different. But to the queer people that are walking through high school right now and watching this, just know that the people that bully you, the people that say that you're disgusting, that talk so much fucking shit because of the person that you're dating, or you yourself of who you are, they are big fucking losers. They are losers, and they will never amount to anything greater and bigger after high school in their fucking life. They won't. And remember that. You are a fucking star, and they are terrified. It scares someone so much more when a person is being themselves, because it has to deal with something within them. They probably can't be themselves. There's something they're dealing with at home. It's something internally. They're probably fighting some sort of battle. You know, everyone's going through something. And instead of people dealing with their shit, they give other people shit. That's what they do. And that is not okay. And the most important thing is to be yourself. People are missing the authenticity nowadays. It is so sad to see people not be able to freely express themselves, you know, and you can easily tell by the way that people talk about themselves, by their wording and their attitude and even their energy, you can tell. And I'm here to tell you to find a safe space in order for you to be yourself. If you don't have a safe space, if your family members are abusive or they don't like who you are, and this and that, please find community, whether that's with your friends, with someone else, maybe a partner. You know, a partner can also be community. Siblings. Find somebody that you can fully be yourself. And please, oh my gosh, you guys are loved. You guys are so fucking loved. And if you don't feel that from other people, I hope you feel it from me. I love nothing more than authentic people who live their lives because of who they are. What makes them them. I'll see people with different types of hairstyles and hair colors, and I think that is so fucking cool. That is so sick, actually. It's so cool. People wake up and choose to do their hair a different way or diet a different way, and they go outside and live their life. You are so fucking cool. You truly fucking are. And the people that think that you're weird, they're bland, they're basic, they're boring, and they're losers. And it's so sad. You don't ever want to live your life not being yourself. Ever since I was a young kid, I always knew who I was, even if I didn't understand it. Even if I didn't have a phrase for it, I knew who I was. I knew what I liked, I knew what I didn't, I knew what I stood up for, I knew what I didn't. I was always myself. Growing up, I would go to the mall with my mom and dad, right? And we would get clothes. And I remember I wanted to change my style up a little bit at this time. And I wanted to get red pants, blue pants, yellow pants, jeans, black pants, colorful pants, just because that was my way of expressing myself. I really did like red pants. I had this pair of red pants I would wear. I had these pair of like navy blue pants that I really loved to wear. And these yellow pants that I really loved to wear. And these gray pants that I really loved to wear. And when my mom would make a comment like, I don't know why you like that, like it doesn't look good, I would stop her and I'd be like, Mom, are you wearing these jeans or am I wearing these jeans? Because personally, I like these jeans. I want these jeans. These jeans are fine. I'm figuring myself out. You know what I mean? Like I'm experimenting. And right now, I like these colorful jeans. And you know, she would get them for me regardless because it's like, okay, cool. He likes them. That's fine. Even if she didn't understand it, right? Even if she was like, okay, cool. And growing up now, I'm just like, oh my God, I wore those fucking jeans. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I wore bright red pants. I wore navy blue pants. I'm like, what? But looking back, that's what I wanted. That's what I was proud of. That was my way of self-expressing myself. I've always been a colorful person. I've always been very expressive. I've always been very joyful. If you look in my room, it's a fucking museum. And by that I mean it's very colorful. There's posters on this wall. There's like a bulletin board here with a bunch of different things that I've collected. The art on the wall is crazy. I have bags over here and bags over here and behind that. Like there's so much color and like life in my room. And it's because of who I am and how I grew up, figuring out who I was and what I liked. So please, I highly recommend you unapologetically be yourself, especially during a time that you can't, or it's hard, or people are shunning you. And you are a star. You're a star. Please, I'm a star. You are. You are a star. So live in it. And don't let anyone tell you who you are, because only you know who you are. Anywho, if you guys do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. All my social media is down below. Happy Pride to everybody. I love my LGBTQ plus members. Hold my hands and we will say this together. I will not accept a life I do not deserve. And I will see you guys in the next video.